Ballroom of the Sherman House in Chicago, Illinois. It's the finals of the first U.S. Open Pocket Billiards Championship under the auspices of the Billiard Congress of America. Hi friends, how are you? I'm Joe Wilson speaking to you from the Grand Ballroom of the Sherman House in Chicago, where in just a moment we are going to have for you the playing of the first U.S. Open Pocket Billiards Championship in years, sponsored by the Billiard Congress of America. From 26 excellent performers here representing state and metropolitan champions, the field has been whittled down to the final two. We are ready to go. Joe Balsas on the right, Irving Crane on the left. The third man in your picture, Bob Sterling, who will act as the referee of this match. This being 14-1 continuous pocket billiards championship. These men will up the flag for breaking the cue ball, the cue ball, two roaches, will win the lag. Referee Sterling to determine the policy has won the lag, and he breaks himself to break himself. Crane breaks Mr. Crane to break his flag as much as it is. To call a ball, that you will break, and this is a good for strategy to force your opponent. Now, on the break, we're fortunate to break Mr. Crane must try to two balls to the ring, the cue ball, and the trick is to move a shot. There are the two on the cue ball. Now let's see if he left anything. This is in essence a safety. It counts nothing for Mr. Crane, and the innings now begin with Mr. Balsas at the table. He has 15 balls on the table, 14 of which he must run, and he will leave one ball in position for his break shot. As he puts that ball, he will attempt with the English on the cue ball to put it into the rack and thereby break them up. His object ball, the 5 ball. This is a long shot, as you see, and will not be easy. There's his point. So it is 1-0 Mr. Balsas on the run of 1. Now the point is to work off these balls as he can. Position play being the all-important phase of the game at this point. In that case, the follow English going into the cluster, he didn't break them up quite as well as he might have wanted to there. Has that cluster, as you see, still pretty tight. Now, when these men were playing each other this afternoon, especially as they got into the late stages of the game and they began to play defensively, they played a very tight cluster, just picking off the balls around the perimeter. Pockets the 6 ball for a run of 4. It's 4-0 Mr. Balsas on the run of 4. 7 ball at the head rail. Follows back to be in a position on the 5. Now, pretty soon, he is going to have to get into that rack, and unless he chooses to use the 14 ball, he has no break ball as yet. But, as you see, he has broken them up somewhat now, and there is one out there that could be used. 13 ball could serve. Here, of course, the secret is position play. Playing the cue ball in such a way on your shot that you always line up behind another one. 7-0 Mr. Balsas on a run of 7. 8. The ball he just passed there is the 13 ball that I spoke of, that I think he might choose to use as his break ball. Combination. 9 off the 8. Oh, off the 13. He used the 13 for his combination. So, he has used up his break ball. However, 13 is pretty well positioned there again, as is the 10. They are the two with the big stripes on them. Mr. Crane here in the unenviable position of waiting for a chance to get to the table. And any time a man like Crane or Balsas steps to the table, you can figure a run of anywhere from 50 balls on up. You do not miss much. Makes it 10. 10 to nothing, Mr. Balsas on the run of 10. 4 to shoot before he must go through the rack. Mr. Balsas, a very pleasant, jovial-looking man when he is not playing, but a tremendous force when he is playing. You see if you get this impression. 11 to nothing, Mr. Balsas on the run of 11. Now he has
13 ball.
The 13 ball going to play it off. He'll have to open up this cluster now. And he missed them. He missed it. Up to the head rail he goes, and now he has, as you see it, that triangle there. They're all in the rack, and we may have to go to safety. Wow. He's going to try a combination 8 ball in the corner. That's the dark one right there at the bottom of the triangle. And I don't know whether this is going to be a rail first or a direct shot. A rail first, bank, and it fails. And Mr. Balsas fails. So the run ends with 12. And Mr. Balsas sits down at the table with a lead of 12 to nothing. And that brings Mr. Crane to the table. 4 ball, his object. The 8 ball will have to be his break ball. The 11 ball is in the rack, where the balls will be racked. If you look very closely, you'll see pencil lines there.